You're listening to the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast, coming to you from the Kitchen Studios, located high atop the historic Raleigh building, located in the heart of downtown Raleigh. The NC F&B Podcast takes you behind the scenes of North Carolina's food and beverage industry. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at NCFBPod. This episode is sponsored in part by Food Scene. That's foodseen.com. Providing professional photography, social media management, video production, and website design. That's Food Scene. And now, the sommeliers to the stars, the barbacks in your backyard. It is Max and Matt.
Technically, no, Matt. Ish. Oh, I heard that's a new deli coming up pretty soon. And how would I know that? Because guys like Triangle Explorer talk about it all the time, and he's here right now. John Huisman, say hello.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
So this is day one of This Is Not a Happy Hour at the Kitchen Studios high atop the Raleigh building at the 4th floor. Woo-hoo. We're going to just do some clips. We're going to introduce some people throughout the whole week, and right now we have quite a cast of characters. To my left is Mike Rosado of MRC.
Hello.
One of my counterparts at the kitchen.
And also Gym Buddy, apparently.
That's right. We get yoked. Super swole. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays. Across here we have John Lambrakis.
Hello.
John Lambrakis, of course, you have definitely bought and consumed wine from Bordeaux Fine and Rare and from him, so he keeps a lot of livers pickled.
Yes.
So welcome, everybody. First instincts of the new digs here at the kitchen. What do you guys think?
Very cool space. I like that it's, atop the building here. Like I said, there's a good view.
Landing view.
Yes, you have the landing pad on top.
Yeah. Today we have Chef Bobby McFarland in the back room making some delicious snack bites. Everybody's just been feeding their faces. And then we have Matthew Bettinger of Sidebar out there in Cary. Always a good friend, always a partner in our NCF and bar when we go out into the field. So he is making delicious cocktails with...
Both are crushing it. The whole team on both sides, man. They're doing awesome.
I gave Matt Bettinger his first bartending job.
Did you really?
Yes.
Wow. Is that right? John Lambrakis. Well, working where?
At a place called South. That's now Coquette.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he worked at Coquette for a long time, too.
Yep.
But that was all part of the Urban Food Group, right?
Right, correct.
Interesting.
I was with them for a long time.
That's right.
What are you doing now? Because we've kind of known each other over the years.
Sure.
So I'm really curious. I haven't talked to you in a long time. What are you doing these days?
So I'm the general manager of sales for Bordeaux Fine and Rare.
Okay.
We're a fine wine distributor here in North Carolina. Been around since 2002. I bought a lot of wine from the company before I went to work for them. I've been there about 9 years now. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So
awesome.
Yeah, we met as you were selling me wine over at Midtown Grill.
Yes.
And this is the guy where if you just needed something, I could just say, I haven't tasted it. You know what I like. Can I just trust that you can ship something because I need it tomorrow?
Those are the best people.
And he always sent me exactly what I needed.
Those are the best customers, too.
Yeah, exactly.
Once you build trust with each other,
right,
it's nice.
Yeah, it's not a common thing. John Huisman, anything that we need to know? What is there? Is there anything happening in food that is going to change the complexity of the community at all?
I think the kitchen is going to change things.
Ooh.
And the crowd goes wild.
I know it's just Monday, but this is the best thing I've done all week, so this is pretty cool.
Nice.
It's all downhill from here, dude.
It's fun. I think a lot of people are just like, so what is it? I mean, I don't know. Mike, do you have a good answer? Like, what is the Kitchen Raleigh in your mind?
It's tough because it's kind of like it's a team, but it's also a place. It's a place for creatives to just come together, and it's not just people who are on the opposite side of the food and beverage scene, but people who are also in the food and beverage scene every single day. I mean, that's one of the reasons why we love the relationships that we've kind of built over the years. So it's just a creative hub, sort of for a creative hub for the food and beverage industry.
Yeah, there'll be more of this coming soon.
That's great. We look forward to it.
We should bring some of the Parkside folks over here too. Looks like I just saw Todd walked in. And yeah.
Well, we'll pause it and we'll bring him in so we don't have a lot of dead air.
Killer.
This segment is brought to you by the Triangle Wine Company. Visit Triangle Wine Company stores in Morrisville, Cary, and Southern Pines, North Carolina. Or order your wine and beer online at trianglewineco.com. And be sure to use our promo code NCFB to receive 10% off your purchases. Triangle Wine Company.
And we're back. It's still day one. It's Monday here at the Kitchen Raleigh for our This Is Not Happy Hour series. Of course, because in North Carolina you can't discount booze on any particular day for a particular time of day. And so thus negates the whole happy hour thing, which was unfortunate because I spent pretty much, I paid all of my bills as a bartender with the money I made during happy hour. So maybe we can figure that out and turn it into something. So I wonder, Bobby, Chef Bobby McFarland, see how I said your name properly?
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Is my co-host here, and I want you to introduce who we have right across and who's helping you.
All right, well, we have two of my dear friends and the two owners of Parkside, Todd Henderson and Jenessa Mitchell.
Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
So you two, for some reason, brought Bobby into your kitchen. How'd you go about doing that, and why?
We had the pleasure of bringing Bobby into our kitchen, first off.
True.
He's a wonderful addition to our team. We're super happy to have him.
Yeah, he's a good guy. And so Parkside's been open for a little over a year, right? Like a year and 4 months?
2016. We opened in August of 2016. So we're going into our third year, yeah.
Third year?
Yeah.
Where does the time go?
That's right around when you started, right? When did you do the pod? When did you start?
We started in 2016, December 1st, 2016.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah.
Remember that.
So, yeah, we're getting going. Yeah, thanks for being a big supporter. I'm always seeing you liking our posts. So.
Absolutely. I remember day one, remember just listening to the first few, and
wow.
have been hooked since then.
You're an OG.
Yeah, I am,
listening.
for sure.
Who do you like better, Matt or me? Knowing that Matt's not here and I'm looking right at you in the face.
Matt.
Oh.
Great. No, but I appreciate you all being in here. You know, the idea of what we're doing here is really trying to just promote the restaurant industry in any way possible. And that's why we have these great collaboratives working in the kitchen. And so we get to hopefully bring light, bring awareness to what's going on in the area. And so for that, go to Parkside. You guys are 3 blocks away from here.
Yeah.
You can just roll away from the Kitchen Raleigh and make it over to Parkside. For someone that's never been there, what's a really simple explanation as to what type of vibe and food that's going on there?
I think it's a pretty laid-back vibe with kind of a lot of energy. We take old recipes and older dynamic food and put a new twist on it. So I would say it's southern based, but not entirely. It's more of a comfort food based.
Yeah, you had a beef stroganoff there.
We do have a short rib stroganoff.
That's my jam.
Yeah, it's good.
Things like that are delicious. And, and what, Bobby, you've come in there, you've thrown down some dishes?
Yeah, kind of trying to twist something here or there, reformat dishes, like a classic entree into a sandwich for lunch.
Yeah.
Try to utilize cool product, things that are trending. Accessible but still interesting food. And I think that's what you're going to find coming up soon at Parkside, too.
Mm-hmm.
So you provided the food today. Give us just a couple of examples of some of the things you made for the kitchen today.
You talked to Floyd Cardoz back in New York.
Yeah.
I kind of pulled something out of his playbook. I did a curried salmon lettuce wrap.
That's so good. As well, and anybody that ever listened to our journey out to New York knows that Bobby was instrumental in getting some really cool cats on the show, like Floyd Cardoz. Well, this is cool. We'll bring Matthew Bettinger in of Sidebar pretty soon to talk about the cocktails he's making. And this won't be the last time that you've heard from Parkside. We'll have to get a deeper dive in on a future episode soon. But thank you all for helping out. And, go to Parkside.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks so much. Come see us.
And we're back. And now we have radio royalty in our little old podcast studio.
Have you even turned this thing on yet, Max?
I'm speaking of, that's Julie Gates you just heard, and Jean Gates, her lovely half to her left. But you'll remember them as Jean and Julie in the morning, but they are here right now in the afternoon.
Happy hour.
A happy hour. Welcome.
The best hour that there is,
Wherever
right?
Max goes, we go.
That's right. They live in my basement.
And we love your podcast.
Thank you
It's
so much.
great. I love hearing what everyone's creating in not just in the Triangle, but in North Carolina. We have a phenomenal food scene here.
Thank you. Yeah, it's it's like literally just feeding us content every week, because every time we just open the paper or look online what's happening, there's so much being created.
Well, what's kind of fun is we didn't just have, for people who've never even heard of us, because you shouldn't have ever heard of us, because we did a radio show in this market for like 5 minutes, but Gene and I did a radio show, but we also owned a restaurant.
That's right.
So we are big enthusiasts of anyone who works in the food and beverage industry. We know how hard you work, and we know what it takes for you to do what you do, and we thank you.
So talk about your happy hour initiative.
Most people in North Carolina kind of don't get what we're saying when we say happy hour, but anyone that's from a state that doesn't have controlled liquor is allowed to discount alcohol at certain times of the day, thus creating a happy hour. It gives establishments incentive for their guests to come during a certain time, and I think we're just leaving literally money on the table.
Well, if the legislators would take a look at like Restaurant Week, that's the whole idea. You get to try new restaurants. They offer a limited menu. They offer a great deal.
Yeah.
Gives you a chance to go out and try new things. And I think happy hour can do the same thing, to get out and try new restaurants. Also to get in the habit of supporting local restaurants. And these are all small businesses that employ a lot of people. Most of the staff is 100% dependent upon tips, so it doesn't make sense that legislation wants to be against business by not supporting a thing like a happy hour.
If you're pro-business,
right?
you're pro-happy hour.
You should be.
Yeah.
And
well, look at the brunch bill. I mean, thank goodness we moved into modern era. With the TV's in color now, people. So it's nice to be able to just have, not that and you're not noticing problems coming from it. It just makes I think the triangle seem more appealing to people that are looking at building businesses here.
No doubt.
We need to do more things to encourage businesses to come here, I think, because it's a great place to live.
Yeah.
Now better on Sundays.
So, not to put you on the spot, but what are we going to see anything from Gene and Julie anytime soon?
We've been talking about doing a podcast for a long time, but we were really
can help edit it.
I know, but we've been really trying. Ultimately, what we were doing since we transitioned out of full-time radio is we were trying to find just a basic infrastructure for our family. What is going to bring in the bread and butter.
Sure.
So we'd spend a lot of time strategizing. What do we want to do? Where do we want to work? We knew we wanted to stay in the Triangle. We love it here. Our daughter's really happy here. So now we have regular paying day jobs. So now we can do podcasts.
That must be refreshing too, right?
This is my very first 9-to-5 job I've ever had. It's so weird. It's a weird realization that I've never worked the normal shift.
Yeah.
I've always worked unusual hours. Between restaurants and working in broadcasting, I'd never worked a normal 9-to-5 job.
Yeah, you're either in the dark of night or the dark of morning.
Yep.
That's pretty much it.
Right?
Times.
So it's kind of fun to be in this part of the world, but Gene and I are itching to get a podcast started. So,
by the way, a little fun fact that a lot of people don't know, Julie, an amazing piano player.
Oh, that's so nice.
We all had Thanksgiving together, and you played piano, and... Yeah. It was phenomenal. It was a good family time.
It was fun because the kids were pulling up instruments.
Our daughter plays and writes. Your kids play and write. It's a fun.
Your daughter
it's a jam session.
She's into it.
A total talent.
Yeah, she's
I'm
totally
going to tell you
into it
something
right
really powerful that happened too. On her birthday, which is December 1st, a 13-year-old friend of hers committed suicide, who's LGBTQ. And it's the first time our daughter had to deal with loss of any kind, and there's no handbook on how to deal with loss, how to grieve. There's no parent's handbook. We certainly never thought that we'd have to coach our daughter on how to grieve the loss of a friend.
You know, just young.
So what she did, and a lot of this is because of your influence, Max, is she sat down with the guitar and she wrote a song, and she expressed what she was feeling in music.
Oh, wow.
And it was extremely healthy for her to get those feelings out.
It's therapeutic.
Yeah. She actually ended up playing it for the kids at school. And it's been a difficult journey just getting used to that, but then also this as a performer, performing your own music in front of people is so difficult. No matter what your talent, if you're a chef and you're cooking for a big event, that no one knows how intimidating it is.
On your sleeve.
Yeah. So no matter where your art is, when you're sharing that art, it's intimidating. So it was really amazing to see her be able to share that. And I think a lot of it was because of the encouragement you guys gave her at your house to play, to be in front of people.
Well, let's record that song. Let's record more songs. I was like, I said this to Felicia afterwards. I wish I just had more hours in the day because I want to take their daughter under my wing and like produce her album, because there's no telling that she puts some dedication into her music that people will be listening to her on the radio.
It's just one of those things with kids. It's like you want to give this is what I think is great about you and Felicia is you feed your kids where their passion is. So if they want to play piano, you don't care if the toddler's banging on the keys because you understand that leads to fingers pushing notes on the key and then one day wanting to read the music and learn how to play a song.
You make me sound better than that. The truth of the matter is I used to have a vintage 1973 Wurlitzer organ, and those toddlers were banging on that thing so bad that I had to sell it. Because I was like, no, I can't let this beautiful vintage instrument be destroyed by my little maniacs.
Well, when we're at your house, you guys all pull up stringed instruments and whatever. Like you let the kids experiment.
Alexander's kicking butt on flute now, and she wants to
it's
play
just
violin
letting the kids figure it out. You know, I don't know how long our daughter's going to be into music, but she's into it now.
I think
so.
She's going to be
grab
into
the
it.
Guitar, sing.
She's a musician.
I think people underestimate too. I think how that spills into their regular life. Her confidence is better. There's math and timing and rhythm. There's so many things that are going on. Writing. There's so many different things that are happening at the same time.
Of your brain.
That's true.
You structure things, but then you break all conventions at the same time. It's amazing. I think
it's fun to watch.
That's why I like music in schools, and funding for music in schools is so incredibly important.
And writing your own podcast theme.
Yeah, we might have her actually redo
Hey,
that
I
one.
heard you're going to do a new theme.
We're working on...
What's going on with that?
It still will be the NC F&B the way
Is
you
it going to be
always know
bluegrass?
it. But we don't even know yet. We haven't recorded it yet, so maybe bluegrass. But I'm trying to get real musicians, like not me and my Casio, but like real musicians to come together. So anybody that knows somebody that knows how to play, hey, shoot us an email or shoot us a text.
Interesting. I want to ask about what's it like to work with the Holderness family?
Oh.
They must be a hoot. I mean, they're so funny.
We crack up all the time, and the funniest part is when they come in to record in the studio, there are people that are actually doing business and work in this office, like the graphic designers and the photographers, and people are sketching out blueprints, and instead, in the background, you just hear Penn screaming at the top of his lungs his, like, amazing Dr. Phil impersonation.
That's great.
And so after a whole hour has been done and the show is just crazy, everybody walks out of the room, and my office looks over and just goes, well, that was entertaining. It's like not a lot of other people at their offices have
this much fun.
Kim and Penn Holderness hooting and hollering for an hour a week. So, no, it's been great, and they are amazing people. And
do they make you feel inadequate?
I am the fly on the wall in their therapy sessions.
Okay.
So I know way too much about them. and it's been fun. So they drop an episode every Tuesday at the Holderness Family Podcast. If you haven't heard it, you've definitely seen them.
And you get to hear Max on it.
Yeah, they say a word or two here and there.
Yeah, that's fun. They've really blown up. I think it's fun to watch what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being on our show right now. And, yeah, we got to get you on some mics because people got to hear
it's just great to be here high atop the, what's this building called again?
I hear the helicopters.
Thank you very much. We'll see you soon. We'll pause for a moment to talk to our restaurant people. That's right, managers, servers, bartenders, barbacks, line cooks, chefs, anyone that's touching the POS system. I gotta ask you, do you like this system your restaurant is using right now? Is it efficient? Is it easy to use? Is it intuitive? Well, I have a system that is really cool. It's called Cake by Cisco. Cake by Cisco is a point-of-sale system that integrates guest manager systems, online ordering, and of course, the point-of-sale terminal. With affordable hardware, 24/7 customer support, and transparent pricing, it's really a simple and smart way to go. Fun fact, did you know that integrating Cake's POS and guest manager products have proven to increase table turns by 6%? That's a projected revenue by up to $14,000 in a single year. Look at all these stats that I have. I know things. Well, give them a call. They'll tell you things as well, and you will be satisfied. Their number is 855-696-CAKE. Or head over to trycake.com. Or click the link in our show notes. And don't forget to let them know that the gents from the North Carolina Food and Beverage Podcast referred you. Cake by Cisco. We have Vince and Will of Foundation. Gents, welcome.
Thank you.
Cheers.
I'm going to get you on for a real episode.
Absolutely.
We've been saying absolutely for a while now, but I'm going to put you on the spot.
We're holding out for the 10th anniversary.
Oh, for your 10th anniversary.
Our 10th anniversary.
Yeah, because our 10th anniversary will be in 7 years. So.
We'll do it again then.
Okay, so when is the 10th anniversary?
Officially, it's in March.
Oh, so we got to do this soon.
Yeah.
But, lasts the whole year.
That's true. It is all 365 days of the
Are you ready to do a live podcast on the premises during the party?
Oh, is that a challenge?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
I want to know.
We'll do like a Facebook Live. We'll head it out. We'll do it. Dude, done and done.
All right.
We had talked about it that the idea would be to go in when Garrett and Kyle, I hope, are those guys still employed?
Yes.
I'm just kidding. No, I love those guys. But while they're prepping, that maybe we'd be off in, booth 2, I think it's called. Is that right? Is it 2?
Booth 5.
Five's
table 5.
The dangerous one.
Sure.
And that we talk about business because you guys do so much more than just do the bar. The bar is pretty awesome, but you guys are involved in design, architecture. You were really making the community beautiful by what you're doing. So I would like to get into that and then possibly swing it over to the bartenders and tell us what they're making while we're imbibing.
Sure.
And then go from there. But I think doing that live at the event would be really cool because then you'd get some really ridiculous comments from people that are enjoying themselves.
I think you would.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if someone hasn't been to Foundation, what's your perspective of Foundation?
You discover it, first of all, right? Usually, you can't really get online and see too many photos that make you understand exactly what the experience is.
Yeah.
You kind of have to happen upon it or be brought there, or
it's subterranean.
Yeah, it's subterranean. It's hard to photograph because it's pretty small.
Yeah.
And,
it's an underground layer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We believe that fortune favors the bold. So if you're bold enough to look down those dark stairs with a neon sign and come down there, not knowing very much, then you're our people.
And man, if those walls could talk, the amount of bartenders that have worked for you gents during those almost 10 years. I mean, one of them is Matthew Bettinger in there. He's slinging cocktails for us right now. But I feel like every cool guy that's ever slung, and gal that's ever slung a drink has been behind your stick at one point.
There's a lot of
fair to say.
There's a big lineage.
Actually, we were looking at we did a history and pulled out a list of everybody who worked at Foundation, and we actually thought, wow, we kind of thought there'd be more people. We've got a good retainage. Like, people don't leave, but it's still over 70 people.
After 10 years, I think you're allowed to have 70 employees.
Who have come through that place, and, all of them. Every single, when I was reading their names, I was getting memories about every single one of them, because everybody's special in their own way,
Oh, and Kevin Barrett is very special.
Yep.
Oh, extremely.
And so, we also, interestingly enough, ranked them by the number of hours they spent behind the stick. So I think Bettinger was in the top 10, right?
I think Bettinger maybe broke the top 10.
Don't tell us number 1, but give us somebody else that's like number 3 or 4. Who's like number 5?
Alex Flynn.
Alex Flynn spent a lot of time.
Oh, yeah. And now Copper and Kings is a delicious, non-North Carolina spirit, but delicious, and is on my back bar here at the kitchen's back bar.
It's in our well.
If you're gonna have another good brandy, there you go.
Indeed.
Well, gents, thank you so much. Thank you for being on. You're right across the street. It's excellent for us.
Yep.
And the door's always open, so if you ever want to be above ground, up here high atop the 4th floor,
it's a nice view.
Please don't be a stranger. And for our listeners, please look out. We are definitely coming over to you for the year 10 anniversary at Foundation.
Awesome.
Cool.
Cheers.
All right. Thanks, Max.
All right, and we are back. We are speaking with Clifford Truman. Clifford, how old are you?
Swee.
Swee?
Swee.
Swee. Otherwise known as possibly 3.
Can you help me?
You're 3.
Who's your mom?
Jennifer.
That's me.
Adorable. Jennifer Truman, who also works at Konar Architect and is one of the lifeblood of the kitchen here. And Clifford is her beautiful, beautiful baby boy.
I'm handsome.
You're handsome?
Yes.
You are handsome. Not beautiful, handsome.
That's right.
And accompanying Clifford is Matthew Bettinger of Sidebar.
Who is beautiful.
Hold on. Get on the mic. So, Matthew Bettinger of Sidebar Carry, you have now been on the podcast like
A lot.
4 times?
Yeah.
Possibly. I asked you to help me out, help the kitchen out, and you graciously said, of course, man, whatever you want, which has always been your game plan. And I think anyone that knows you, that has worked with you, for you, around you, knows that you are just your game. You're usually down.
I'm usually down for a party.
Yeah. You made cocktails tonight. I gave you some North Carolina liquors like Social House Vodka, Lassiter, Amber Rum, Cheddar's Original Whiskey, which is brand new to us.
Brand new to me.
Yeah.
Yep.
And even some Topo whiskey was out there, too. So you made 3 cocktails. What were you doing?
So the first one we called an afternoon social. That's right. And that was the Social House Vodka. And it worked off the base that we use for our Clover Club, which is a classic gin sour. We kind of cut the intensity of the citrus and the raspberry with some Koki Americano. Balances out really nicely, and I thought it was a perfect pairing for that. And I just wanted a big, cold highball of raspberry and vermouth in the afternoon. It
I loved
worked
it
really
because
well.
everyone looked like they drank Kool-Aid walking around.
It was very Kool-Aid.
I could see what you drank today.
Yep. And
mustaches. And then what was the next one?
Raise the Root is the one I did with the Lassiter rum, their amber rum.
Yeah.
And I wanted to carry something over from the menu that we have in Cary.
Yeah.
And that cocktail is on the menu. We fashioned it around gin, so the ratios were changed slightly. But that's all about passion fruit, which is backed up behind lime and cream. And then we added some turmeric as well, which has this really great bittering quality that helps the drink finish dry and kind of brings you back in for more and tones down. And passion fruit has this really intense acidic quality.
It's so crazy that would have been a gin drink because I can't think of it existing any other than the rum drink. It was so perfect as a rum. It had kind of like a milk punchy vibe to it.
That was the idea. Like I said, the ratios are a little bit different just because we actually do have the Lassiter in-house in Cary, so I was able to play around with it. But it worked really well across the board.
Nice.
I mean, passion fruit's such a strong flavor. As long as you're not overpowering it with something bitter or something crazy, it's going to work out.
Yeah.
Plus the turmeric makes it a health food.
That's right. Everyone said that.
Now it's healthy.
Yes.
It had turmeric.
If you had turmeric,
And I
you
don't
live
feel bad
forever.
about
Everyone's joints feel great.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We're lubricated.
And then, of course, Aaron Cheddar of Cheddar's Original came in, dropped off some whiskey to Matthew Weiss and I earlier last week. We tried it for the first time, and we were like, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
Bring it on by. So he's doing a honey citrus ginger infused whiskey.
Right.
It's right now being made out of Florida, but he moved all of his practices out here into Raleigh. He's going to start producing and distributing it here in North Carolina. So new to the scene, and you had it here first.
I did, and I was excited about this because I hadn't had it before. And when I sent you the name, it's just kind of a afternoon improv. I was excited to work with it on the fly. So when I was packing everything up at the bar, I was like, all right, these are all the things that I know work with ginger and work with whiskey, and we're going to figure it out when I show up. And it worked out really well.
Yeah, I'm drinking it right now, and it's delicious.
Yeah, it definitely, as the night progressed, the last third of the evening, we moved more of those than anything else, which makes sense. It's kind of the way I imagined it.
Yeah, the boozier drink kind of goes later.
Mhm.
Very cool. So, February 14th, many people consider it Valentine's Day. But
Many
for you-
would, yes.
And you'd be right. But you and your lovely bride consider that a birthday.
That is.
First birthday. I guess, it's the first birthday.
It's the first, yeah.
For Sidebar Carry. You opened up on Valentine's Day last year, and it's coming right up. So, mazel tov.
Thank you so much. It's been a great ride. Cary was an awesome move. We wanted a small growing downtown. We wanted a neighborhood bar, and all of those boxes were checked from day one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Super
it's been
cool.
great.
Your community is amazing. We just talked to Amber. We've been trying to get Amber Felizi on the schedule. It looks like it's coming up soon.
Be a great fit.
So she'll be basically. We've interviewed your entire block from Postmasters
Starting to get 'em included.
Bond Brothers, yourself, and then the Felizis. So
We're actually planning a dinner with them in April.
Is that right?
Yeah, so the whole block there, right? It's not, I guess, it's pretty much out there now. I guess it is now. Felici, Pros, Bond, and Sidebar are all going to do a Monday night dinner, outside dinner, kind of in that paved area between our spot.
Yeah.
Like one big long community table. It's going to be pretty cool.
And of course, as we're talking perfectly, Matthew Weiss is like texting me. I'm going to try to
Just get him in.
Let's just get Matthew Weiss here on the phone. If he doesn't answer, don't you love people that don't answer right when they text you?
You know he's holding the phone.
You just text me. I know their phone is nearby.
Oh, you're not getting picked up.
Dude, 2 voicemail.
That's right. You didn't get screened.
Are you kidding me?
Oh.
Is there anything you want to say to Matt?
I just miss him. I wish you were here.
We miss you, Matt. You didn't answer the phone even though... Oh, he texted me. All right. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
The year
I appreciate that.
And we'll look forward to seeing that. This is day 1. We've got 4 more days of this happening at the Kitchen Raleigh.
And congrats on this.
Thanks. Yeah. It's fun, man.
It's cool.
It's
really cool.
Expanding and growing. So thank you all, and we'll see you soon. Clifford. Bye con Dios. No más. No más podcasting.
Thanks for listening to the NC F&B podcast. And if you've stuck with us this long, review us on iTunes, and remember, 5 stars are encouraged.